Good evening. I'm Janet Evans, President of the Franklin School Board, and on behalf of the board, I'd like to welcome you to the 2018 annual meeting of the Electors. While school boards are charged with the care and control and management of the district, this meeting is for you, the electors, or elector. Tonight, you will hear our formal budget presentation. You'll be able to ask questions and make comments, and you'll be asked to vote on the tax levy. I'd like to begin by introducing my colleagues on the school board. Alan Alexandrovich is the board clerk. Linda Witkowski is the board treasurer. Other board members at the table are Larry Gamble, Debbie Larson, and Claude Lewis, and Mr. Tim Nielsen, vice president, is excused this evening. Also at our head table are key members of the administrative team. Judy Miller is our district administrator. Jim Milzer is our director of business services. Valley Ellehausen is director of human resources and public relations. Julie Preeman is director of pupil services. And Ms. Nick Cohen is director of strategic leadership. And Chris Reuter is director of teaching and learning. And in the audience, we also have Brad Anderson, Director of Community and Recreation. And we'll begin tonight with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand and join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. As we move to agenda item number 3, I'm looking for a motion to appoint a chair for the meeting, which I'd be pleased to do. Do I hear a motion?
I'd like to nominate Janet Evans to be chair of the meeting.
Second.
Thank you. A motion by Linda Witkowski and a second by Claude Lewis. At this time, I'll appoint Mr. Alan Alexandrovich, the board clerk, to serve as recording secretary of this meeting. For agenda items number 4 and 5, Mr. Alexandrovich would now read the official notice of the annual meeting, the legal requirement to hold the annual meeting, and the minutes of the 2017 annual meeting of the electors, published in tonight's handout. However, at this time, do I have a motion to dispense with the reading of the meeting notice and the minutes, and to approve the minutes of the 2017 annual meeting held 1 year ago as published in tonight's handout?
Just one point. Did we vote on your nomination? Just a nomination, don't we?
I'm sorry, we'll go back. We did not have a vote, you're correct. Okay, do I have a vote on naming myself, Janet Evans, as chairperson of the meeting? I didn't have that in my notes here.
Sorry.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for catching that. All right, so now
I was reading the
again,
minutes the last year, that's why.
yes. Now I will appoint again Mr. Alexandrovich as the board clerk to serve as the recording secretary. So now I'm looking for a motion to dispense with the reading of the meeting notice and the minutes, and to approve the minutes of the 2017 annual meeting held 1 year ago as published in tonight's handout. Is there a motion to do that?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Linda Witkowski. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Larry Gamble. All those in favor of that motion say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. I would now like to call your attention to agenda item 6, the end of the year treasurer's report, which is included in tonight's budget presentation handout for your review. Before we continue with the annual meeting, I'd like to call your attention to the rules and procedures for the 2018 annual meeting. The rules may be found in your handout. Please note that the rules state that persons who wish to speak at this annual meeting shall be residents of the Franklin Public School District. Persons who wish to speak shall do so after recognition by the chair and must state their name and address. And I'd just like to encourage residents to make a motion so that anyone, including Ms. Bursky can make a motion as long as you are a resident here. So now I'd like to invite Dr. Miller to now share her district address.
Good evening. Thank you. I have the privilege tonight to highlight during this annual meeting some of the goals and accomplishments of our district. I'm delighted to share that during the 2017-18 school year, Franklin Public Schools has been successful at becoming a better place to learn, a better place to work, and part of a better community. I would like at this time to provide a brief look back at the work we've done this year. Franklin Public Schools has proven over time to be one of the best school districts in Wisconsin. We began the year with the simple premise of getting better. We focused our attention on becoming a better place to learn, better place to work, and part of a better community. At the district level, specific goals were set regarding increasing student achievement through rigorous school improvement plans, increasing trust of our employees, and increasing our community partnerships. In this last year, we've seen our student achievement increase. At the high school, our data from fall to spring demonstrates an increase in the percentage of students who are college ready in all 4 areas measured on the ACT. The number of students taking advanced placement exams also increased. Advanced placement classes are an indicator of post-secondary success, and during the 2017-18 school year, the number of students taking advanced placement exams increased by 18%. At the elementary level, we have evidence of student achievement as measured by our student learning outcomes. In addition, the number of students requiring academic interventions declined. Finally, at the middle school level, our interim ACT assessment scores demonstrate consistent growth in our core academic areas. This data is just a sampling of our data that shows our academic achievement. More specific academic achievement data will be provided this fall. During the past school year, we worked to become a better place to work by increasing employee trust. Our end-of-the-year survey data demonstrates that we exceeded our goal at the district level and made a small gain at the building level. Building our business partnerships within the community was our approach to becoming part of a better community. We have been successful in creating the Sabre Alliance and increasing the number of partnerships we have with businesses. This has resulted in more opportunities for our students to engage in meaningful, real-world experiences. This year, we also focused on the feedback we were receiving from our stakeholders and determined that an audit of our communications would help us to better achieve our mission of inspiring personal success in active partnership with families and the community. During the 2017-18 school year, a communications audit has resulted in a 3-year comprehensive plan to communicate better. There's no more important factor when partnering with our internal and external public than effective communication. School safety has always been our top priority as a school district. We fully appreciate the trust that parents have in us every day to protect their children. The horrific acts occurring in our schools are beyond comprehension. As a district, we have taken several new measures to increase security, including securing the entryways to our school offices and increasing the training of our staff and students to respond to acts of violence. Another major accomplishment this year was the development of a 3-year coherence plan. The plan was developed by 41 stakeholders representing the Board of Education, staff, students, and parents. The team assembled to answer 3 key questions. Who are we, which is our core values? Where are we, which is based on our history and current state of success? And where are we going, which led to a draft of goals for getting better. Our internal leadership team then built a 3-year plan and an annual plan consisting of goals and strategies to get us there. The success of the coherence plan is dependent upon the connections we make to the core values of our district. These values, which emerged from the 41 members of the coherence planning team, are equity, personal growth, innovation, stewardship, and well-being. Our successes have not gone unnoticed. Niche, a company that runs a website for information on K-12 schools, colleges, cities, and neighborhoods across the United States, has ranked Franklin Public Schools in the top 3% as a school district in the nation for having the best teachers, being one of the best places to teach, and having the best athletes. The rankings are based on a rigorous analysis of key statistics and millions of reviews from students and parents using data from the U.S. Department of Education. Ranking factors include state test scores, college readiness, graduation rates, and ACT scores. Knowing this has inspired us to get even better. We are extremely excited and proud of our future learning environment for our 6th through 8th grade students. The construction of Forest Park Middle School has been on time and on budget. Our construction company has provided high-quality work and has been very responsive to our needs as a school district. The keys should be in hand in March, and we can hardly wait. Looking back, we are proud of what we've accomplished. As a matter of fact, the theme for the 2018-19 school year is Pride. During this school year, we plan to showcase the many accomplishments of our school district as we continue to become a better place to learn, a better place to work, and part of a better community. Thank you for your support.
I'm now looking for a motion to recess the annual meeting for the 2018-19 school district and recreation budget hearing. I'm looking for that motion. Do I have that motion?
So moved.
Motion by Debbie Larson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Linda Witkowski. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The meeting is now in recess. I now invite Mr. Milzer to present the school district budget.
There is a copy of the document that I'm showing on the screen in board docs, and there's additional information on the budget available on the website in the business services area under finance. There's a lot of information here. I won't go through it all, and there's even more on the other document from the first presentation of the budget. But I'll start by discussing our budget assumptions for this next year. At this time of the year, almost all of the factors have to be estimated because it's too early to know what our student count will be in September, what our aid will be, which we don't find out until mid-October, and what the assessed value will be from the city, which really doesn't come out until December. Enrollment is an important factor because it's the main factor in the revenue limit. And we're looking at increasing resident growth, or the number of resident students, by 20 and the board approved 67 open enrollment seats. Looking at state aid and the revenue limit, we're looking at our equalization aid increasing slightly because additional state money was put into that formula. Otherwise, we would probably be decreasing. And in the per pupil categorical aid that the state developed, they added $204 a student for next year, which resulted in an increase of about 1.5% in the general fund revenue. The revenue limit itself did not increase under the state budget. Looking at salaries, the district has provided a 2.13% wage increase for 18-19 to the staff. And at benefits, our dental insurance rates will continue through the 18-19 year the same, as well as our health insurance rates, because the staff worked really hard on healthy habits, and the insurance company came through and we had a 0% increase there. Now we'll take a look at where our revenue comes from. The green is the local tax revenue, the blue is the state and federal aid, and the red is the local non-tax revenue. And together, the green section and the blue section are pretty much our revenue limit. So it's dictated by how large that blue section is, how much money we get from the state, on how large the green section will be for the local tax levy. You can see the tax levy is just over 50% at 51% for our estimate for next year. On the expenses, the blue is salaries and benefits, the yellow is the purchase services, and the red is pretty much everything else. And you can see that salaries and benefits makes up most of our budget, which makes sense if you think about it. There's a lot of people involved in educating students. Next, we'll look at our estimated tax levy. And if we look at the three tax levies that we have for educating children, our long-term debt, and recreation and community education, we're projecting that total amount to go up by about 1.5%. Translating that into an assessed increase, we're estimating that for every $100,000 of assessed value, the tax would go up $17.70, and it's just twice that for $200,000 and so forth. And again, these are very tentative estimates because of the three things I mentioned. We don't know the assessed value, we don't know the number of students, and the state aid we won't know till mid-October. And that concludes my presentation.
This is a budget hearing, so I now ask if there's any resident comment on the budget. Hearing none, then we will now adjourn the budget hearing and reconvene the annual meeting. For item 10, do I now have a motion to approve the 2018-19 school tax levy for operations in the amount of $29,071,039?
So moved.
Motion by Debbie Larson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Claude Lewis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'm also looking for a motion to approve the 2018-19 school tax levy for debt service in the amount of $4,652,906. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Claude Lewis. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Debbie Larson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'm looking for a motion to approve the Community Education Recreation Tax Levy in the amount of $573,000 $276. Do I hear that motion?
So moved.
Motion by Debbie Larson.
Second.
Second by Claude Lewis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. For item 11, the electors at last year's annual meeting approved school board salaries in the amount of $4,000 annually per board member. Do I hear a motion to approve school board salaries for the 2018-19 school year, including an amount, please?
I move to approve school board salaries in the amount of $4,000 per board member.
Motion by Nick Cohn. Is there a second?
Second.
Was that by
Well, I
you?
did. Or did somebody else?
Oh, Claude, was that by?
No. I didn't.
Christie's also a resident.
Okay.
Can we second it?
Second by Christy Bowden. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'm looking for a motion to schedule the 2019 annual meeting of the electors on Wednesday, August 21st, 2019, at 6 o'clock PM at the Education and Community Center. Do I hear that motion?
So moved.
Motion by Larry Gamble. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Linda Witkowski. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'm looking for a motion to adjourn the 2018 annual meeting of the electors of the Franklin Public School District. Do I hear that motion?
So moved.
Motion by Linda Witkowski. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Larry Gamble. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and we are adjourned at 6:23 PM.